Okay, welcome back. So when we ended last episode, we set up our first train line, and that is going from Murrieta to over here to Sunnyvale. And all I've done off screen is kind of let the train take its first run while it's empty and let it go back. And so now it's on its way back with its first full load, hopefully. Yeah, 24 out of 24. I think it can hold more than that. But anyways, soon this should be profitable based on the distance, but we're gonna have to let it run for a little while. There was one other thing that I was mad about that I investigated kind of off screen to try to figure out, but I wanted to wait until we got back on here, and I was trying to figure out why Mikado couldn't get goods, and so I was freaking out. I really couldn't get to the bottom of it. And I realized I'm delivering to the wrong cargo drop-off, which I'm sure someone noticed, but all we have to do, because if we look here, what I'm doing is I'm dropping it off over here, which is what I'm using for the fuel, because that's where all the fuel currently is, and I have the one back there for all the baked goods. Now it is catching a few, which is why some of the trucks have like one or two. Bread? Have we ever decided what that was? Does it say? Food. I'm sticking with bread. So all I gotta do here is add a station. And we can delete Poplar Street. And boom, that line will finally now be profitable. And this should, in theory, start pumping out more food for Murrieta. Might take a second. Taking too long. Line, Murrieta Annex, the 15th Street. We'll check back in a second, but that should be all we had to do. Well, I don't want to get stuck here. That should be fixed now. Yep, cargo too. So it's starting. All right. So we got our train line set up. We have a little bit of fuel there. Did the train just get there or take off? Just take off. Let's see. 33 out of 36. Boom. So that is starting to really go. 7.2 capacity. So we're going to need to bump that up. So we need to bump production, which a little broke at the moment. So we're probably going to have to extend our loans. Imagine going to the bank when you already have 19 million in loan and $900,000 in debt. It'd be like, hey, I need a little bit more. Right now we have a bunch here and not enough getting brought over. So we're gonna, honestly, yep, just hit that borrow button. Don't be afraid. We're gonna pause. We're gonna double the amount of vehicles on that. And how's our production? Our production could use a little help too. So let's, boom. Now we should have quite a bit being taken. We'll let that, I don't want to go too crazy, so I'll let that settle. Because I want to make sure that that train, I mean, we spent so much setting it up. I want to make sure that that is full every time it gets there. Yeah, 1 million. There we go. All right. And then we're probably going to need a few more vehicles here to get it into town. Okay, so I am seeing that our bus line is starting to back up. So we might have to take a look at that. One thing I would like to do in this episode is try to work on something new. I would like to get, these towns are going to ask for something new very shortly, and I would like to get to possibly Wichita Falls or Pueblo. So that's going to be our goal, but I'm also going to start, I think, trying to work on Gresham, because I would like a train running from Gresham to Wichita to Sunnyvale, and then I'm going to probably try to keep Sunnyvale as like a main hub up here to have things shipped in and shipped around as we move around. But I don't really know. We'll kind of figure that out. Like I said, I enjoy this game. I'm not the best at it, so we're probably going to run into some issues, but we'll kind of just we'll take them as we go. And hopefully I can get a passenger route from Sunnyvale to Marietta, because as they grow, that travel is going to pick up, and I don't really want them driving on this road as much as possible. So that's the plan. What will we actually accomplish? Who knows? Okay. So let's get into this. So the first thing we're going to do is I want to come over here and I want to get this bricks online. Because we know we're going to need it. I mean, we know Wichita needs it. And I believe Pueblo. So we know we're going to want to get these bricks online eventually. And under our current settings, things can close. So I definitely don't want that to happen. So we're going to get this going. Nothing crazy. We're just going to leave this. Hold on. We have to think about this. The last thing I want to do is build this road and then immediately train by it. So I know I'm going to train probably through here. So I probably want a road running here. See, always got to think ahead. Always got to think ahead. Which I don't do very often, but I caught myself that time. See, so we need a truck station. We're going to make it. Definitely don't need that. But I might have trains dropping off. You know what? We can do this for now, but there's so much room for expansion that we don't really have to worry. So put that there, and then we're going to need one. I only need one platform here. How far can we go? Oh, perfect. All right, let's drop that one in there. And a little drop off point. All right, we can get another beautiful short route. And we're going to need a little truck depot. So we'll do bricks to there, and that's all we're gonna do for now. So we'll do bricks to Gresham. No. Whoops. Stone. Ooh, new train we can't afford. Ooh, new trucks. Now we like that. And see our money, now that we've increased the capacity of, the production of the oil, we're starting to get some money in, so we can actually start messing around and keep improving. Stone to, oh, jeez. Stone to bricks. 1. Because we're probably going to expand, so I'm just going to call it 1 for now, make it red. And we will get a couple of these new trucks. What do we got? Capacity 9 and 2 times loading speed. Very nice. What is the difference between these? Okay, so probably go with the cheaper maintenance cost for now. But we're just going to throw 5 trucks on this. Get it going, make sure it doesn't close. Get this production start to go. And now I can feel a little safe that that's not going to disappear. There is a couple other routes that I was looking at. And if we see up here, we have Gene's Factory and tools. And then we have a sawmill here and a bunch of logs out over here. We know that these towns are gonna request something, whether it's tools, machine parts, or bricks. So if we can get this kind of train already going. Oh, what do we got over here? Farm close. Ooh, we don't want that to close. God, I gotta pay attention. I gotta pay attention because we're gonna need more oil input. So let's throw that in. We'll put it there and we'll expand that so there's another one. And we will do Murrieta oil to refinery 3. Because right now this is our fuel for the whole area. So I definitely don't want any input to disappear. And when it is closing, I'm going to pause real quick. Because we have closing on, some of these will close periodically. And as you can see, they have the red bar above them. And that is essentially your timeline. If you're going to use them, you can save them. And I would definitely like to save that. So we are going to grab a couple trucks. Oof. Put that on our new line. And hopefully that should save that oil well. Thankfully I noticed. Is there anything else closing in our vicinity that we have to worry about? I'm so focused on the bricks over here, I'm not paying attention to the pop-ups. But, you know, that's what this game is. There's so much going on, and you want to make sure that you're kind of paying attention. So everything is profitable. Wow, look at that. $1 billion. So once we expand, we're gonna get more more trains on there. But we can see Murrieta, the bakery, is now flowing, so the population is really increasing. But let's pause. Think about what our next move is. So the tools and the machines factory both need a sawmill. And right now we have all this wood right here that we can get to the sawmill. And then we can take that kind of both directions. And then we can get both of those. I would like to get those turned on. So as soon as these towns, I mean, we can send machine parts right in here. But as Sunnyvale and Murrieta pick up, we'll be able to kind of figure out how to get them right to where we need them to go. So that will be perfect. So let's set this up. So first we need kind of a little cash to work with, at least to get these started as well. I'm not going to go crazy, so like I won't probably maybe get these online unless 200,000. Okay. We won't get these online unless we get freaked out that they're going to close, or we actually need the production. So let's get that in there. Gonna need a drop-off point. Now I do have to watch out. Does this road, because now Gresham is connected to Chattanooga, so this might cause some traffic as well. I would like to kind of start working on some of our pedestrian stuff today, but I'm gonna get this set up and then we can take a look at that. Give a drop-off. Get a route. So we'll do Chattanooga, logs to sawmill 1. Make it green. It's brown, green. What color should logs be? Who knows? And then we're gonna need a truck depot out here. Look at all these maintenance costs I keep adding. We go the new truck. Probably not. We can get the machine parts. So yeah, you know what? Let's do it. We'll buy 5 of these. And then for now, I think we'll just get the machine parts turned on. Unless this is disappearing. So what we want is a truck station, and we know we're going to need at least a platform on both sides, because we're going to be sending over there and over here. And for now, this is going to run right through the city, which is fine, but later on that might become an issue. But we are very far from that. mean, we just got out of the negative. I have to pay off like $20 million in loans, 22. So that's something that we want to focus on if we can. But let's drop that in. Put a... So I don't want to do a drop off because we're also going to have these drop off. No, these are going to have to go here and then the drop off. Yeah, but we're going to have 2 inputs dropped off in here. And then we're going to have an output. So I am going to make this one a little bigger. Because I would really like to prefer no traffic jam. And then we might as well go straight into here. How much is this going to cost? Whoa, tunnel. Okay. Let's... Anything cheaper. Oh. Well, how is the tunnel cheaper than just going over the hill? Whatever. We'll take it. 250. And then same thing. We're going to need a drop off here. We need at least 3. Okay, that is wildly expensive, and we are broke. Okay, so we're gonna have to let this run for a second. But while we do that, we can set up a few more lines. We want the sawmill, the machine. So Chattanooga, sawmill to machine. We can leave it like that. We're only gonna have 1, so green. I can never tell if I'm clicking the same color or not. I have to wait for a train to come in, I think. How's this line doing? I don't need the logs. Sawmill. So that just started. That oil refinery, the 3rd oil refinery, is not making us a lot of money right now. I have an issue, but that is something we can deal with down the line. 33,000 in the negative is not going to kill us, but right now we are really dependent on this train to make us money. See, we are very much in the debt. The loan interest at 200 grand is quite a bit for us now. But we're going to need to have to pay we're going to have to pay that off quickly, or our expansion plans will become an issue. Let's see, how much are we making on a drop off right now? Is this a full load? I can click it. Almost full. So we're almost getting full there. Wow. 2 million. So we're gonna pause. We're gonna take that cash and reinvest, because money makes money. Or at least that's what people tell me. I don't have any prior knowledge. But maybe one day. Okay, so let's continue working over here. So let's get... That is expensive. I don't want to put it on that side. 300. See this we can get. There we go. 269. Nice. And then we need 1 platform on this side. 1 platform on this side, and then they're going to drop off in here, and then this will go to there. So that should be everything, because we're not touching the tools yet. Let's do this. Let's do coal mine to steel. Chattanooga, coal mine. We'll do coal, do steel. 1, because we might try to get more later. Make it gray? I don't know. Yes, but then copper is orange. Maybe we'll just go with steel. We'll go with color steel. Blue? No, but well, it'll have to do. We'll do that. And then this is Chattanooga copper to steel. Like I said, I don't like to start with these more complicated products, but we know that the sounds, wow, the 2 towns, I can speak, that are using the simple products will soon advance to some of these other products. If we're lucky, it's the brick, but most likely not, and we're gonna have a range. So, and I would like to start growing all these other towns as well. So let's get that, and then we will need steel to machine parts. Chattanooga parts seems a bit excessive, and we will stick with our steel color. And then actually, because they want machine parts, we can actually get this started right out of the gate. And then Chattanooga will be set up for a little bit, and we can get that growing. Machine. Chattanooga. There we go. Machine to town. Go gray. And this is the fun part, because we don't have a lot of money. We will... I mean, we don't really need this online. Do I want to get... Yeah, we'll do it. We'll put that over here. Probably gonna have to go cheaper trucks at the moment. These are cheaper? Ah, because these go 40, so these are faster. Faster, but carry less. Intriguing. Okay. So we will get these. We are going to be gold to steel. Let's do copper to steel. Chattanooga, steel to machine. That we need. Wow. You know, I always just jump ahead and end up with these stagecoaches, or what are you? Oh, it is a stagecoach. All right. 3. So we have them. We want... Don't need machine to town yet. We need sawmill to machine. We have to double that. Oh, we have to replace them first. And do sawmill to machine. And then we will buy 1 just so the machine parts actually start producing. And do machine to town. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's do a quick double check. You're working, you're working. Machine to town. Alright, so we have that online. It's not really going to make us any money right now, but it will start producing. So as we expand, we can start to increase that as we go. So far we've gotten the bricks online, we've gotten machine parts online. Tools factory is right there, so we can get that online as soon as we need it because it's right next to the sawmill that we're already working. And everything else is going pretty smooth. Yes, in theory, there's a possibility we could have went this direction and then shipped it in and then used that for a train line, possibly to Provo. But I think I want to go in this direction. The next thing we're going to have to work on is getting a train to Wichita Falls. And then on top of that, we need a way... We might need a way to get the food quickly to the train. Well, that is something I did not think about earlier. So we have the track set up right here. And if we ship that in directly to Sunnyvale, so if we have one train kind of running, just dropping off food, we can eliminate that drop off. So maybe before we go in this direction, it all happens so fast. Anything closing that we can see? Take a quick look around in our vicinity. Don't see anything. So before we really go in this direction, I want to make sure that we can get the food. Of course, the unfortunate part is for the trains, like for example, they want bricks and food, so we'll probably have bricks running to Wichita Falls, and then food coming in from this direction, and then we kind of have our products starting to loop. So if we can get food to Sunnyvale and then a train running down to Wichita Falls, then we'll also have just another line that we can take off of that Pueblo. So we don't exactly know what the next two are here, which will determine the direction the bricks go, because if they need bricks, these two need bricks, because remember the max is 4, and we're gonna have to figure out how to get it looped in this way. But because we're going to use Sunnyvale, I think, as a kind of a major hub, it won't really matter. So anyway, so we just got 1 million. Let's pause. And let's see how we can get... So it's going to be a terminus because we're just doing here. How are we going to get this onto the tracks? We're probably going to have to loop in right through here. Two tracks. Probably only start with one. A bridge? I'm making a bridge. You lower that? Well, isn't that just unfortunate? That was something we did not plan correctly. But on the ground? Not on the ground. Alright, well, we're going to eat it. We're going to eat that cost. Ground. Okay, now. Can we loop? Can we make that quicker? Hold on. I think that'll work. And then we're going to need... Wait for this to loop back. Now we're going to have to add a signal. Now, you might be judging me already on my railroad track setup, but I'm doing what makes sense to me, and I'm trying to get it done logically. But you know what they say. I don't know what they say. Who knows what they say? But this is definitely not the most optimal route. And then I guess in theory we can have another one kind of looping around. Not really sure how, but we'll get to that when we get more trains. We're not going to have that for a while. Okay, so we need a train line from here, here, and it should be taking that route and crossing over. Okay, so this is train bakery to Sunnyvale. And then we just don't have enough money for the train, so now we're gonna press play, and then we want to make sure that this one this is gonna be fun, because I don't know how we're gonna squeeze a passenger route in there, because I'm probably going to have to make these come out and have the passenger rail come in here, but that is going to cost. So we have our train over here, which technically can get on that route, so we're not going to put down another one. Let's see how much this is going to cost us. What we got? So this one is our new train that we have access, the 2-8-2 Mikado. The Mikado. What a suave name. $4 million. That's a tough start for us. Can always take a loan. And then let's see how much. So we need baked goods. The boxcar. Our other option. So it's 200,000 or 500,000. Capacity 12. We're already running at mediocre, so that's a tough start. These are 50. So what is our max speed? 80 kilometers. Unless what? Unless slopes. I don't think we're dealing with that high of slopes, so I don't think we care too much about that. And 80 kilometers is our max speed anyway, so I have no idea how many miles per hour that is. I was thinking about that as I would go through this, but it is much easier, I find, to use kilometers per hour and whatnot. But bigger number means faster. That's the best way to describe it. So we'll just go with that for now. This is going to run us $6 million. That's only going to be a 48 capacity. But it should help us get more food into Sunnyvale, because right now we are struggling. Help us grow that quicker as well. So, to take a loan or to not take a loan. I do like risking it. And because that train just came in, don't have to spend as much. We're going to do it. I don't give financial advice, but I would not recommend doing this in your personal life. This doesn't seem like a good idea. I'm not even sure it's a good idea in our fake existence here in Sunnyvale. But we're going to do it. We're going to buy. This might make us broke for a minute, so I might have to just kind of sit here until the money comes up. We're going to go 60 capacity. Are we still at 80 kilometers? Still at 80 kilometers. Doesn't really affect anymore. We're going to buy that train. We are going to do bakery to Sunnyvale. Oh, God. That's awkward. So we're going to sell that. Listen, I did not want to do this. Put that there. I thought I could just take the loop down and then go. Oh no, there must be something I'm missing. Go ahead, put that in. Let's try this again. Buy our Mikado train. Oh, we don't need to. Definitely don't need to. Can't afford that. Can barely afford the one we're working with. We'll buy that. Put on the bakery line. All right. Which means now, let's take a look. At our lines, because now we have a car line running to the bakery, which manage vehicles. That is the train line. Let's go to cars. Bakery to town. So we're going to move these to Sunnyvale train depot to town, because now all of this food is going to get dropped off at the depot. And so a couple more. When I do that, I need to make sure that the line going to... So it is currently going to all the truck stops as well. Let me see something here. So I put the bus stop over here, which it covers half, but this is the residential side. I should probably put it somewhere over here, because this is industry. So I have the bus stop kind of sitting in industry. I'll adjust that later, but that is definitely something I want to kind of look out for. And then we're going to eliminate the Sunnyvale bakery to town line. You don't need it anymore, because now we're getting it food shipped directly in, so that'll drop the food over. And we are broke. So this is going to take a little bit for this to kind of come online. Producing a little bit over here. Chattanooga's starting to grow. Got nothing coming down here, but this is producing. We just have nowhere to send it. Let's see what our lines are doing. Not great, not great. But once this train takes its next load, we should be doing a little bit better. So let's take a look at this train. This beautiful Mikado. Man, do I love the Mikado train. Never heard of it, but beautiful. And this should fill up quite nicely. Nice and full load. Now, yet again, now I have two trains running at deadheading each way. But, I mean, currently there's not much we can do about it. So, hopefully these trains don't get stuck. If they're using the same line. It'll be interesting. I am not a civil engineer, so this processing here. You're coming in here. Are you gonna wait? Or are you gonna run in yourself? Here we go. And you waited. Perfect. All right. And a million. There you go. All right. So now we have $2 million trains running, which is fantastic, because that means we can kind of go ahead and do our next thing. Wait a little bit to get past there. Perfect. So now we have food coming into Sunnyvale. Now we actually have something to bring to Wichita Falls. So we need to set up our next city. We are going to put a train in, and it's going to be shipping down here. I want to get the train somewhere over here. We are going to expand. I took ownership of that. I want that. I don't want ownership. So let's do player ownership. No, I want the city. The city can own this. And then I should have lowered it. What are you going to do? Now I will take keep. I'm not really sure what keep means. I mean, I keep player ownership. Yeah. What's the difference between player ownership, keep, and yes? I'm not exactly sure. And then we're going to go a little bit out here. Then we are going to angle this way. So I can have the train running. I think I need the train line to run through here, or else I'm going to pay $1 billion to go through there. Let's go ahead. Get a big cargo station. One at large. 2, 3, because we're probably going to have passengers too. Wonder if we go. We'll figure that. We'll figure it out when we get there. So I don't think I need that many for now. So we'll run 2 and expand as we go. And then I want a depot. A big depot here. We have a lot of products coming in. That's too many. I don't even know if we need this big. Let's start smaller. We don't have. No, we're not working with a ton of cash. And let's see how we can get this track in. So we want this track. See how the cheapest we can get this through is 500. On the other side, oh, $1 million, really? Oh, there we go. I'm penny pinching right now. All right. Seems to be what we're going to be able to do. Whoa. Why? Put that on the ground. That elevation is crazy. Can't lower it either. So let's... This is going to be a big incline too, so we're going to have to watch the train that we actually get for here. So let's unpause because we need some cash. And so now we have a ton of food and fuel coming in. They can't even deliver it fast enough. Sunnyvale is about to grow very quickly. Theoretically, too, if we were to throw another train on this line, it's not really going to be quicker than if we just had cars driving. So I think we're going to leave the cars driving into Marietta for now. We are really taking a beating here. Oh, they're getting it down. They're going pretty quickly. What is this? The bus line. We have 12 people waiting. Profitability of that bus line. That's doing okay. But let's see. All right, let's see how much money we need. Wow. That's how far the bridge has to go. That's not great. And we do want to kind of come out this way. We need about $1 million. Need 800 grand. All right, give me a train. Come on. Here comes our oil train. That's 2 million. So once we get this, we'll have a train running into our next town, and it's going to be beautiful as we keep this expansion going. Yet again, if you guys have any tips, please give them to me. I am your average player, not the best, but I'm having a good time expanding these cities, and I hope you are too. And here we go. Here comes our train. I think this is our oil train. 2 million, so we're going to pause. Drop that in. We will. We're not going to be able to afford the train, so let's keep it running. But we are going to drop. Drop up. Does this one cover? I'm going to expand this way, so we're going to do a drop off point over here too. And we will do, this will be the that seems extremely inefficient. If we go here first, And it's not as bad. Train deep. Oh, let's do Wichita Falls. Let's do Wichita. Train depot to town. We have 1 million, so we're gonna want, so that train costs us 7 million. So I'm gonna let this run real quick because we're not gonna be able to do anything for a second. So I'll bring you back once we get on the new train, set up the new line. Once we have the $7 million to get that going. All right, see you soon. Okay, welcome back. So it took a little bit longer than expected, but here we are. I am going to borrow our last 2 million, so it will be part of the next episode to try to make enough money to pay that off. So we will focus on that. Didn't get to the passengers, but want to go ahead. I set up a little train here, put up the route from Wichita, and for now we're just going to bring food. So we're essentially going to bring the same kind of a similar setup, a little bit less. I guess I didn't need the loan, but let's go with a 36 capacity. I think 48. I want it to be profitable. We're going to take that, put that on Sunnyvale to Wichita, and then over here we're going to have to buy a couple cars, so we're going to do 3 vehicles, and this will be the train depot to town. Now, what that does mean is we're going to have more food going this way, which means going to need more food kind of being shipped into Sunnyvale, because we need enough food for Sunnyvale and beyond. But for now, this train will most likely just cost us money. But at least we have our newest expansion. And then next we will focus on getting those bricks out of Gresham. Yet again, wherever the hell Gresham is. A funny thing I did notice, I set up the whole machines factory over there in Chattanooga because they needed machines. Turns out, Sunnyvale had a perfect little setup right here, but which probably would have been more effective since we could have put it right on our train line that we already have. But it is what it is. Mistakes were made. It's gonna happen. What are you gonna do? But let's see. Our train picks up any food. It might not do that yet because we just set it up. So there might not have been food set up for it. Yeah. I was worried that was a I'm hoping that that changes. But that's where we're going to leave it here for now. Thanks for watching. Wish we got to the passengers, but we will get to that very soon. Once we get the bricks into Wichita and we have kind of this whole train line going, we will get these passengers moving a little bit quicker, because Murrieta's at 404 and Sunnyvale is really starting to climb. Very poor. I mean, that's because we have bad vehicles, so we got to start worrying about the maintenance on the vehicles. But we'll take care of that all in the next episode. And thanks for watching.